Good morning. This is World University and Schools open online hour-long monthly business meeting in a Google Plus Hangout, worlduniversityandschool.org. We'll start in a little while, see who comes. This business meeting is loosely in the manner of Quakers, of Friends. We try to reach consensus, unity. The agenda is at worlduniversityandschool.blogspot.com and for November 14th, 2015. Good morning. I'm Scott McLeod. It's 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in the San Francisco Bay Area. And last month we had our annual business meeting. The minutes are also in the blog for World University and School, which agenda is just in the text chat here in this Google Plus group video hangout. And what I thought I might explore this morning also, as we see who comes to business meeting, is to perhaps first respond to some Harvard Business Review debriefing questions, and that have to do with how one can accelerate projects, innovate new approaches to problems, and hit difficult objectives. So a debriefing here digs into why things happened. And the questions I'd like to address first are, what were we trying to accomplish so far with World University and School? Where did we hit or miss our objectives? Third, what caused our results? And fourth, why should we start, stop, or continue? What should we start, stop, or continue doing? And the link to the Harvard Business Review online article is also in the agenda for this month, in addition to these questions. So one of the things I'd like to contextualize these questions in is World University and School's recent donation of WUAS to Wikidata. So for the October 29th, 2015 birthday of Wikidata, World University and School donated all 720 Wikia subject pages or pages and to Wikidata, and we're now waiting in many ways to see how this unfolds. But to respond to the first question, what were we trying to accomplish? With this particular donation, that Wikia Wiki, the 720 wiki pages of World University and School, is probably 5 or more years old and has been developing. It was myself adding around 4 or so references a day, resources, MIT OpenCourseWare courses, Yale Open Yale courses, videos of great music to different music subject pages. So what we were trying to accomplish in this donation are many things. One, contribute to the Wikipedia, Wikidata, open knowledge generation conversation, and also join in this conversation, and also begin, because Wikidata is Creative Commons and World University and School is Creative Commons, to develop in Wikidata. So the current Wikia Wiki with 720 pages is in a markup language, and it doesn't have a database. The Wikidata database is interlingual for Wikipedia's written for roughly now Wikipedia's 300 languages. And it's also anticipating machine learning and artificial intelligence, specifically in Sparkle and OWL, S-P-A-R-Q-L, or S-P-R-Q-L, and OWL. And World University and School, by donating to Wikidata, is interested in developing in machine learning and in this Creative Commons database. In addition, World University and School is planning a universal translator, and for all 7,938 languages per Glottolog, a website that, and I guess database that lists all languages. The number changes periodically as, I suppose, further refinements to definitions of language develop. And one definition of language here, in terms of natural languages, is mutual intelligibility. Many, many languages are very, very close to one another, but aren't mutually intelligible. And many languages are within family groupings, so are close, but not very, very close to one another. So we would like to create a universal translator, something like Google Translate and with voice, and potentially in conjunction with Wikidata. And how that emerges is still unfolding. So that was another accomplishment that was another goal in what we were trying to accomplish in donating World University and School to Wikidata. And in addition, we wanted to come into conversation with programmers And with coders, so that was another thing we were trying to accomplish, and even find coders and programmers. And perhaps this will emerge in Wikidata and within the Wikimedia Foundation. And we also wanted to create a wider community of languages. And Wikidata has access or affiliation with language engineering teams, still, I think, in the formation process. All the Wikipedia communities around the world. And that's a goal we would like to develop and accomplish further. And perhaps also contribute to, in this donation, expanding machine learning and language engineering teams, and this multilingual wiki database with World University and Schools' vision for 7,938 plus languages, plus invented languages, plus dead languages. Each kind of is wiki. Start with a language as a wiki subject page, and that's our basic template, the subject template, and that add that to a database, add machine learning, add natural language processing, and you can grow a universal translator potentially. And we also wanted to begin to develop our subject template in conjunction with our language template, where each language becomes a school for open teaching and learning, where you could teach to your web camera, or a linguist or an anthropologist in the field could go to a group of people, 10 people left speaking a very small language, and record that in, say, an Android smartphone Google group video hangout for 10 people. And even a team of anthropologists or linguists with these 10 speakers spread out over a distance could use the Google Hangouts and create a way to save languages, to generate languages, smallest languages, and add them to a developing machine learning process, artificial intelligence process, perhaps with the possibility of generating languages further that are either about to disappear or otherwise not growing. So we would like to build out also our nation state template in donating World University and School to Wikidata. So the nation state template is like the subject template, and each nation state template becomes a university with lots of MIT OpenCourseware and Yale, Open Yale courses, all Creative Commons licensed. And for you and I and faculty and students and learners to add resources and teach at this university and also learn from this university. And each nation state university also is something that we would like to accredit in specific countries. So in donating World University and Schools universities in this nation-state template to Wikidata, we would like to build out these universities in this interlingual database. And similarly with museums, all museums that have some open online free content, and all libraries, library databases in each language, in all nearly 8,000 languages. If you in a small country in Africa know of a number of libraries and databases that aren't part of other universities or aren't visible online, add them to, say, the Ghana World University and School with much MIT OpenCourseware. So that was another thing we were trying to accomplish for languages, nation states, libraries, and museums, each a wiki subject page to begin in each language that's open and editable, and now in Wikidata's database. And similarly with the other main areas of World University and School, there are roughly 10 main areas. We were seeking to accomplish in donating World University and School to Wikidata, creating these schools in this database. So one could see this kind of debriefing here in this Google Video Hangout that I'm making right now as possibly a debriefing to Wikidatans, to Wikidata coders, and perhaps also to the Wikimedia Foundation. So the second question, the Harvard Business Review debriefing article asks is, where did we hit or miss our objectives? And while I'm focusing this debriefing on donating Creative Commons World University and School to Creative Commons Wikidata in a very unfolding process, because Wikidata is growing as an organization, growing with the number of programs and applications that relate to Wikidata itself, and how these all articulate with each other. Wikidata is also growing with other sister databases that use Wikidata but are outside, external to Wikidata. All those other programs and applications at Wikidata, I think, are referred to as Wikibase. And because World University and School is a huge vision, and it's something we have donated to Wikidata, and we would like to get data from Wikidata to use in our MediaWiki pages. But because it's huge, we've donated the whole thing rather than engage some of Wikidata's other recent processes for perhaps organizations which have more specific data exchange interests with Wikidata, more specific sister projects that aren't so all-encompassing. So Our objective was to give World University in School, to donate World University in School to Wikidata. And we prepared for this over probably a good month and a half or 2 months. Lydia Pincher, who's Wikidata's product manager and main communications person, and also with the language engineering team in a recorded video. And Lydia, in one office hours in IRC, Internet Relay Chat, I think it is, suggested I write a proposal for donating World University in School to Wikidata, which I did with specific detailed kind of instructions. And in doing so, I think the actual donation on the 29th was something that's now in part of Wikidata accomplished. So the other aspects of how World University in School can continue to focus on the accreditation process in the state of California and guide the development of World University in School in Wikidata in part, especially in terms of communications with Wikidata, is also unfolding. And to this end, on November 24th, Tuesday, at around 11 in the morning, I'm going to go into San Francisco to the Wikimedia Foundation in person and give a lightning talk, a 5-minute talk with 5 minutes for Q&A. This could also be done in a Google Hangout, which is great, for future reference. And I was also hoping in this donation of World University in School, in terms of this, where did we hit or miss our objectives, in unlocking or making the World University in School Media Wiki sort of the front end new wiki that can work with Wikidata as a kind of back end work again. We've installed MediaWiki for World University in School. It was working for a while. It was spewing emails. It was buggy. So I've turned this off. But I'm hoping in this donation to be able to get MediaWiki for World University in School up and running so we can migrate all 720 pages from Wikia to Wikidata in MediaWiki. And that's unfolding as an objective. Part of the second question in the Harvard Business Review is review your results and ensure the group is aligned. So World University in School would like to come into further conversation with Wikidata and the Wikimedia Foundation to help this expand, extend, increase communications for this group alignment. So in this donation, we met our objective of becoming part of the Wikidata group, I think, and we would like to further come into alignment. So the third question in the Harvard Business Review debriefing article is, what caused our results? This should go deeper than obvious first level answers. So what caused this particular donation of World University and School to Wikidata was an interest in becoming part of Wikidata, in developing and extending a relationship with coders and the Creative Commons open knowledge generation community, and particularly in participating in the Wikidata email list, which is mostly for developers and mostly to hash out developing questions or development questions or information technology questions around the Wikidata and Wikibase project. And emailing that list occasionally about developing World University and School with Wikidata, such that Lydia, in 3 months or so ago, suggested preparing to donate World University and School to Wikidata, and then donating. So the fourth question in the Harvard Business Review debriefing article, in this kind of debriefing of the Wikidata community, if you will, because this debriefing article could go, this debriefing process could occur again, for example, hopefully with Google, possibly, and since we're Google verified, and have Google Education and Google Classroom. So the fourth question in the context of donating World University and School to Wikidata is, what should we start, stop, or continue doing given the root causes uncovered? What should we do next now that we know what we know? And in terms of what we should start, I think World University and School would like to get MediaWiki World University and School up and running again, and perhaps in conjunction with a new little Sparkle program called Query.me, I think, or Query, I think it's Query.me, which gives access to Wikidata and makes Sparkle, this machine learning language that's Creative Commons and a main one for Wikidata, much more accessible, makes writing Sparkle much easier. So we would like, World University and School would like to start developing in many languages, but probably the 3 pilot ones, Spanish and Mandarin Chinese, because they both are very large and they also have Creative Commons MIT OpenCourseWare courses in those languages. So we would like to start developing World University in School in MediaWiki WAS with Sparkle QueryMe in Wikidata. And the actual being able to develop so that I can make edits every day and other people can start to add regularly, much like people add to Wikipedia or much like people add to Wikidata, because I don't think they're actually, those two are, I think, not yet interoperational at this point. That's been the plan for 3 years, and I may be wrong, and in addition, we would like to lay out a plan for all 7,900 languages, and in particular for World University in Schools, 10 main areas, which of the ones I haven't mentioned, research might be a very important place to develop plans with the Wikidata community. For example, they have a gene project and a species project, and how to integrate those interlingually into possible research projects at World University in School in the database, in the information technology, will be something that's worth starting, sorry. And in addition, I think to develop the degrees and the courses and the courseware, the MIT Open courseware in 7 languages interlingually in the Wiki database is something I hope we can start soon. And interacting with or developing in conjunction with the state of California, the BPPE, Bureau of Private Post-Secondary Education, and probably WASC, Senior, Western Association of Schools and Colleges, Senior, which also accredits Stanford and Berkeley and other 150 or so other colleges, mostly in California, West Coast, and a few internationally. And in addition, I think we would like to develop a volunteer community in relation to Wikidata, World University in Schools, perhaps World University in Schools' own volunteer community, but perhaps also in conjunction with Wikipedians and Wikidatans. And to this end, World University in School has developed has applied to, for a UC Berkeley fellowship through the Information School, New Center for Technology, Science, and Society and Policy. And World University in School would like to further collaborate with UC Berkeley and all of the University of California's 10 or more campuses and student bodies to help develop World University in School and Wikidata with all the students' different languages, and also with their organizational structure and process, and planning for hiring, in particular, graduate students, instructors who might teach to the Creative Commons MIT OpenCourseWare faculty and video in all 7 languages, and the Yale Open Yale courses faculty and video as teaching assistants for the degree process. First, undergraduate bachelor's degree, potentially with students applying in the autumn of 2016, so less than a year from now, applications, and matriculating in the autumn of 2017, so less than 2 years from now. And all of this involves extensive potential interlingual database work, and also machine learning planning, including for voice and for new devices, new hardware, new approaches to learning, all of which could be added to and will be added to wiki pages that focus these questions, but will also be built in information technologically, anticipating even 50 or 100 years out, or possibly 1,000 years out or more. So we would like to start, in conjunction with Wikidata, developing the courseware for many languages for all of our degrees, namely bachelor's, PhD, law, medicine, MD, and international baccalaureate high school degrees in most countries' main languages, and potentially with the University of California, Berkeley hiring University of California graduate students, Stanford graduate students, and MIT, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Oxbridge graduate students in this process in many, many languages, both the degree side in most countries' main languages and the language school side in all nearly 8,000 languages. So all of this involves extensive coding and planning, potentially in Wikidata, in this kind of Wikidata debriefing. So to repeat the fourth debriefing question in the Harvard Business Review article, what should we start, stop, or continue doing? Given the root causes uncovered, what should we do next now that we know what we know? I think I've covered many of these, of what I think is significant. And I suspect that if one extended this debriefing to other spheres, such as either possibly debriefing Google as we develop in Google, or a debriefing on the business side of World University and School, I'm glad to say, as are in these in this agenda, that news that World University and School will work with UC Berkeley law professor Will Kell in his course beginning in February on new business practicums as a quote unquote real entrepreneurial client. And all of these will raise, these spheres plus numerous other ones, accreditation, languages, will raise a whole set of other debriefing possibilities, debriefing answers to these questions in their various spheres and areas. I suspect that the other people who are involved in helping to develop World University and School, talking about it, Larry Wieland, Juan Mendez in Spain, Govind Nair in the Washington, D.C. area, who helped with the business plan. The other board members, Janie Shaw and Tito Dimas, Janie from India and Tito in Indonesia, and the other people who have contributed to the World University and School conversation in various business meetings over 5 years may well let me know their thoughts about other ways of engaging Wikidata. But for the time being, I think these developments upon donating World University and School to Wikidata are fairly are offering a good place from which to start new aspects of development in Wikidata, and to continue doing the World University and School project plan for all languages and all countries with open teaching and learning, where you can teach. It's really a huge idea, and it's an exciting possibility for you or anyone to both contribute to the decision-making process, very much in a student envisioning that might have come out of the 1960s and 1970s, and how that will unfold as the upcoming World University and School Wiki in MediaWiki develops will be interesting to see. The current Wikia Wiki, which is now no longer editable except for a few pages, has been a little clunky all along. And one of the things I think we should start doing is, in this move, make it much easier for anyone to edit these pages, much like Wikipedia has become fairly easy again after possibly a few years of it being more challenging to add resources even to Wikipedia, surprisingly. And perhaps by also engaging Google's skillful coding and all their integrated coding infrastructure, but that's for some time ahead. So I think there'll be more participation, more group participation in more languages, in most languages, when World University and School becomes easier to use, becomes fully integrated in Wikidata, and becomes fully interlingual and multilingual. Then the learning conversation, which can be joyous even, will happen in novel and creative ways that are yet unforeseen. So to conclude, I think in terms of this debriefing, we have accomplished with donation to Wikidata our objectives thanks to conversing in the Wikidata email list and planning and developing as opportunities arise, looking ahead. This is a very unusual monthly business meeting because of this, my response to these debriefing questions, and because other people haven't come to this monthly business meeting this month. So I'll just touch on a few other agenda items besides this donation of World University and School to Wikidata that seem important and relevant looking ahead. Right now, the Treasurer's report for October, we have about $1,500 in the bank, and we're looking for funding resources. We have a gold label in GuideStar. We would seek to work closely with Google as well after developing our relationship with Wikidata. And also with, so those are both on the information technology side. And we would also seek to work closely with the University of California, Stanford, and other greatest universities, joining with them. If you can't beat them, join them. We would like to, through our information technology, and it's on the main courses page, identify the greatest universities in all languages. And there's probably 50 universities listed right now in probably 10 or 15 languages. And become the information technology resource for all of their open educational resources and their libraries that are open, all in a developing world university and school. So many universities have an open side to them, and we would like to become the organizational base, accredited, and information technology as well as machine learning robust for this. We would also, in terms of outreach, moving on from information technology, particularly like to reach out to the developing world. So all countries with MIT OpenCourseWare centric and Yale Open Yale Courses centric university in their main languages, in Africa, in other parts of the world that are developing greatly these years, South America. The opportunities for students from their high school rooms to both take degree side as well as teach and learn from the Open Wiki side opportunities. So that outreach will be very significant as World University and School becomes sophisticated in Wikidata and potentially with Google and otherwise information technologically. In terms of hiring planning, I'm looking at the agenda for November 14th, 2015. And we would like, in working with the University of California, Berkeley, starting in, I think, February 2016, in Bill Kell's course in the UC Berkeley Law School, to anticipate hiring both graduate students and undergraduate students 10 hours a week to help grow World University in School, to get teaching experience in Google Group Video Hangouts, to become faculty themselves in all 200 countries' main languages. So we would like to plan to hire graduate students and undergraduates at the greatest universities from around the world, potentially all nearly 8,000 languages, all in the database of World University in School, for academic jobs, for information technology jobs that are partly under the Creative Commons license. Also in this blog is World University in School's unfolding business model. And it's the first, I think from September, October of 2015, you'll find it. And the first 4 items are very much under the Creative Commons umbrella for revenue streams. And the other 5 items are unfolding, but may well be commercial. So how that works out in terms of Creative Commons licensing and potentially working with the University of California is something we will pay close attention to. Fundraising on the Creative Commons license, planned free degrees will be key, and in all countries, if there are 50 students from Brazil and 50 students from India, first for a free undergraduate bachelor's degree in English, perhaps we will be able to reach out to those governments for fundraising. K through 12 public education in the United States, by way of comparison, is free. Many countries also have free university. And the Creative Commons licensing specifies sharing, facilitates sharing, and that is our umbrella. In terms of accreditation, languages and countries, we would like to partly develop relationships with countries' greatest universities, and MIT OpenCourseWare, typically in their 6 non-English languages, I think have worked with a specific university in those countries, in traditional Chinese and Mandarin, in Spanish, in Korean, in Persian, in Turkish, and one other language, possibly Thai, possibly, it's typically in a university's country, one university in that country's language that's been the source for translation, source for organization for translation of courses from MIT OpenCourseWare into that language. In terms of accreditation, I've been in touch with UC Hastings Law professor Bill Wang, and we're going to continue our conversation around accreditation. He sends me updates, particularly from one law firm, I think in Palo Alto. And it will be updates concerning WASC senior incubation policies, new developments there, BPPE, Bureau of Private Post-Secondary Education oversight developments, new developments there. And it will be particularly in conjunction with him, UC Hastings Law Professor Bill Wang, that I hope some of these questions of accreditation for World University and School unfold in the spring of 2016, so that students can apply to World University and School in the autumn of 2016 toward an accrediting university. And we continue to look for a board member to focus World University and School fundraising. I just attended a talk at Stanford, which was in a series called Stanford Entrepreneurial Thought Leader, Stanford Entrepreneurial Thought Leaders. And the speaker was Rebecca Lynn, who works with as a partner at Morgan Thaler, and also at Canvas. Fascinating speaker. She has a UC Berkeley law degree and is a VC. It would be, I've inquired with her if she would like to come on the board as just one example. She's dynamic, she's smart, she has a vision for, I think, how Creative Commons could work with, in conjunction with our plans, for example, for a teaching hospital in all countries' main languages, and online medicine and healthcare. So it's particularly UC, University of California, Berkeley professor Bill Kell in the Bolt Law School, University of California, Hastings, law professor Bill Wang in San Francisco, and possibly someone like Rebecca Lynn or Rebecca Lynn herself in the best of all possible worlds, or working with their firms, all with their University of California connections that are key focuses for the new year in terms of World University and School as a business and accrediting World University and School and all languages and the University of California and Stanford too. So I posted a number of most of my daily blog entries on World University and School, the touch on World University and School, to this agenda. In this ongoing theme of friendly informed or Quaker informed World University and School developments, I've been to the past 2 years of the Friends Association of Higher Education meetings, 2 years ago at Haverford College in Philadelphia, last year at George Fox University outside Portland, Oregon, and am planning to make a proposal. My second presentation, I gave one at George Fox University last year, I guess just this June 2015. We'll plan to give a presentation at Woodbrook Quaker Center in England, near Manchester, England, in June of 2016 on World University and School. So that's a kind of Quaker World University and School development, as we seek also to reach out to high school students in the Quaker world in all countries for these online Creative Commons licensed degrees that we're planning. So that's a little bit of World University in Schools debriefing vis-a-vis our donation of CCWUAS to CC Wikidata, as well as some other updates and focuses in this unusual World University and School Business meeting. And in the remaining 2 minutes, it's just 9:58 a.m. on November 14th, Saturday, 2015. I think we would like to have some closure, maybe a moment of silence, and see how the conversation unfolds electronically out of this monthly business meeting. Thank you all, if you listen to this, for listening and for participating in this creation of an online university in all countries and all languages. We'd like to become the Harvard, MIT, Oxbridge, Stanford of the internet on the degree side, and also on the Wiki School side in all nearly 8,000 languages. See you next month. The next monthly business meeting, I think, is Saturday, December 12th, 2015. Also probably in a Google Group Video Hangout for international access to this decision-making process as we proceed.